the Dawgs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Josh All, Kenny Mack, we are here again for another Dog Pack Discord live episode previewing the Browns versus the Patriots this Sunday. So, before we dive in to everything going around this game and any other news that you guys want to, talk about from the week or whatever, I want to remind everybody out there, if you're not in the Dog Pack and you want to be a part of these episodes in the future, just head to jointhedawgs.com, become an official Dog Pack member on the Patreon page, sync up with the private Discord, and that'll get you access to everything we do in there, including these preview shows. And like I said, I think last episode, I am planning on continuing these Dog Pack Discord lives throughout the off season as well, so we can have, conversations about the draft and free agency and what the Browns should do moving into 2026 and all that good stuff. We'll have a couple episodes here coming up over the bye week. So there's a lot of good things coming for the Dog Pack. So get in now. If you want to be a part of this, that's jointhedawgs.com. Kenny, I guess before we get started, I just want to ask you, man, how you doing today?
Yeah, not bad, man. Not bad. I am coming off of being at that game. Man, what a high to see 31 points on the board after being so disappointed for so many weeks since we beat the Steelers last year. I mean, just the point total, the game. I had a blast with Stacy. I had a blast with Brad. We had Peter R. there. Justin was there with his mom. We had a blast tailgating. So I just want to bring that energy into this week, and hopefully the Browns get that energy too.
Well, that's great. Kenny's going to bring that energy from the win because I'll probably be the one to dampen it. But we'll see. We'll see how the episode goes, how the preview goes. But I just want to, Kenny was doing a great job. I appreciate everything he did last weekend. Kenny was sending us, videos and updates and stuff from the tailgating up there before the game, the rain, keeping us posted on the weather and just getting the hype going before that game. And that was a fun one. I mean, whenever you come out and you just dominate an opponent from start to finish from, all three levels of all three phases of the game, that's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, I think as Browns fans, we didn't expect much. We wanted to see the defense be what they were at home, and they were, and we wanted to see them run the rock. And with those turnovers, we didn't have to run too far, except for that big 50-yard, almost 50-yard, 46-yard run for a touchdown. But it's everything that we wanted, and it just came to fruition, and the score was exactly what we needed it to be.
Yes, it was. So we'll see if we can carry that energy, that everything that came off of that game against the Dolphins into New England this week. If you guys, before we start going through some notes here in the audience, if you want to get up here on stage, you want to talk or ask a question, give some predictions for the game, whatever you have, just make sure you raise your hand and we will get to you. So to kick off this preview, that's the 1-5 Browns, the 2-5 Browns heading into New England to face the 5-2 Patriots. The Patriots are 6.5-point favorites, and this game has an over-under total of 40.5, or at least that's what it was the last I checked. It'd be the first time in I think 3 weeks that the Browns have had a point total in a game over 40. We've been under 40 the last couple matchups. Browns are plus 295 to win the game. So the big storyline, a couple of them, at least for me, the Browns, Kenny mentioned it, defense at home is elite. We saw that last week. They just dominate opponents at home. On the road, very much more of a mid-level defense, and this has been consistent. So the big question for me is, can the defense break the trend and actually be elite on the road for once? Do you think it carries over, Kenny?
It's tough to say because you and I were talking, and I the first thing I sent you was our record, and our record over since 2001. Let's go all the way back to 1999. We've beat the Patriots. Doesn't matter where it is. We beat them twice. That's it. And so I'm a little hesitant based on our history, but doesn't matter. We have our team now, and then I also sent you the next picture. Which was who the Patriots have actually beat. They've beat the Dolphins. They've beat Carolina. Buffalo was a big win. And then they beat Tennessee and they beat New Orleans. Now, that's one of the world beaters right there. So, I mean, is it kind of fake news? What is it? All I know is that Drake Maye, regardless of the competition, man, that guy's playing out of his mind. I think he leads the NFL in completion percentage, passer rating. His passer rating is 116. And man, his deep pass rating overall is 158.3. And you guys know what that number means. That's perfect. You know, he's 70%, I believe, on those what is considered deep passes of like 25 yards. And that's, I think if we can get after him, I think that kind of falls into our how we can beat them. But here's the big thing. They are number 3 in rush defense. So they may bottle up Quinshon, and we might not have too much if we do this 5-yard pass game that we do. We got to somehow figure out how to open it up. But overall, like, we just don't play well against the Patriots. So I just don't know, you know? I don't know.
Well, Kenny just basically spoiled all my notes for the rest of the episode, but that's okay. No, that's all the good stuff. No, man, I'm just messing with you. That's all the good stuff right there. To expand a little bit on like and shout out to you for the stats that you were sending me. You talked about since 99, we've only won twice against the Patriots in that time frame. That's out of 12 games. It's not like we've only played them 3 times and we've lost 2 of them or something. We've played them 12 times. We have a 2-10 record since 1999 against the Patriots. We have not won a game in New England on the road since before that 1999 expansion team. And the Browns have not won against the Patriots since 2010. We have played them 5 times since then. So it has been 15 years since we've beat this team. So history's not on our side for this one.
No, and it's kind of like what I was saying against Pittsburgh. It's just, I don't know what it is about going to that stadium, or when we play the Patriots, it's like 3 turnovers. We can't run the ball. It doesn't matter who our running back is. Looks like we're running in mud. I don't know what it is, but hopefully we can flip the script and maybe we can get into some points on how we can do that.
Yeah, we can definitely look at that because, you know, you kind of alluded to some of the stats. I've got a whole bunch of breakdowns there. The other big storyline before we dive into all the other talk, and if anybody wants to come up on stage again, just get your hand up down there in the audience. The other big storyline is the battle of the head coaches. We got Kevin Stefanski going against Mike Vrabel. Vrabel was on Stefanski's staff last season, so he's been in the building. He has been with our team. He knows how we operate. He knows how we prepare, where we're weak, where we're lacking, whether that's in, you know, our personnel on the field or just in overall game preparation. Whatever avenue you want to look at, Mike Vrabel was a part of it just a year ago. So he definitely has a little inside track and a little bit of an advantage, at least I believe, coming into this game to prepare for this Browns team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as far as what they're doing, I mean, I don't know what Stefanski would have like an inside track on them, but I mean, maybe he got a little bit of how he likes to prepare based on their banner. If you listen to Stefanski yesterday, he said they're boys. So we'll see what happens with that. Sometimes people just laugh that kind of stuff off like it's not really advantage. But I mean, I think it was enough an advantage that Vrabel didn't want to be a coach here. He went to go get Drake Maye and do a little bit better with the Patriots, right? So
yeah, well, there's only 32 head coaching jobs. You get one calling for you. I mean, you're going to take it, I would imagine, rather than just being a consultant for the Browns.
Yeah,
so
100%.
Yeah, so if we want to just, you talked about their schedule, who they've played. Obviously, you just went through it, but they're 5-2. Their 2 losses, you already talked about who they beat, but they lost to the Raiders in week 1. And people might look at that and say, oh, geez, they lost to the Raiders. You know, the Raiders suck. Well, remember, that's week 1. That was forever ago in the NFL. Things change so fast. Week 1 is always kind of weird anyway. And, you know, we lost to the Ravens in week 2, and everybody thought, oh, man, of course we lost to the Ravens. They're this great team. I mean, they're worse than we are right now. They're 4th in the AFC North. So things change as the season goes on. And then their other loss was to the Steelers, which, I mean, we lost to the Steelers too. New England overall, though, whether they've had a strong schedule or not, they're a good team. Like, I think they're a well-coached team, and I think they're a team that's on the rise, especially with their quarterback, like you talked about. Drake freaking Maye is incredible. You said the completion percentage, he's leading the league 75.2% of his passes, 1,744 yards, 12 touchdowns, just 2 picks on the season. He's averaging 250 yards per game. He also has 200 yards and 2 more touchdowns on the ground. That is the 8th highest passing yards in the league, 8th most touchdown passes, and the 4th highest QBR at 76.8. The Browns have a great defense at home. On the road, we'll see what carries over to New England, but either way, I think Drake Maye is going to be a problem. I think he's easily the best quarterback that we have faced on the road this season.
It's interesting that he hasn't had a game over 300, but he's spreading the ball around. They don't have that one elite receiver, although Quinshon Judkins, he's had, I think, I can't remember what it was, the stat. He's had a bunch of long passes. Like, he's been part of that deep passing rating that I was giving you, and that's something that the Browns will have to look at. Their rushing attack isn't the greatest, but it's steady. One thing, I don't know if you got this or not, they've actually fumbled the ball at 10 times. Now, they've covered 5, but they've lost 5. So there might be something there as far as like getting those turnovers that we need for short fields to get some points like we did last week.
Yeah, and that's Ramondre Stevenson mostly, I would imagine. I didn't go back and look like how those fumbles are divvied up, but that dude fumbles like crazy. I know Blake was posting in the Discord earlier. You know, if we can just force a fumble or two from him, now we got to recover it, obviously, but he's given it up on the ground for sure. So I think there's definitely opportunities to be had there. And then the other guy,
absolutely.
The other guy that I guess we should mention for their offense, Travion Henderson, the other running back that a lot of people, you know, especially when Quinshon was going through his legal situation before the season and at the beginning, heard a lot of, well, they should have just taken Travion. I can't believe they took Quinshon over Travion Henderson. 2 picks later, blah, blah, blah. And so far, I'm not sure Henderson has had more than 10 yards in a game, maybe? I don't know. He's not doing anything.
He had one great return. Yeah, he had one great kickoff return or punt return. I can't remember what it was, but that was about it. And I remembered with the I took a lot of heat because, I mean, I wanted Quinshon bad. We had him, and he had that those legal issues. But man, who's looking good now? So how do you like that?
Yeah, definitely. We seem to have the leg up on the running back from Ohio State there. So real quick, before I start diving into like stat breakdowns and things between these two teams, does anybody in the audience want to come up and talk or ask anything? Okay, Truth, how did I know that he would be hand in the air right away? Brad, what's going on, man?
You know what? So the other day I was chatting in the chat with Blake, and I think now every week I'm just gonna set my expectations in the basement so I don't get hurt as much on Sundays. Because like going to the Miami game, with the weather, and I was like, man, the Browns do not and have not played well in crappy weather. And, the vibes were good though with Kenny and everybody, Stacy was there and everybody, we were vibing pretty good coming to the stadium, and it just, I don't know, maybe the Browns felt that vibe, and they played pretty well. It was an awesome game, like pretty much from the start to finish. That was a fun game. Unlike the Green Bay game, which was the last 4 minutes,
Yep.
But at least that game, the Miami game was more like stuff was going on all game instead of just the very end where you're like, oh, it's time to go, we suck kind of thing. So, but as far as this Patriots game goes, I don't know, man. It's it could be one of those games where it's real close and tough when we fight tough in defense on both sides. Patriots are good on defense, we're good on defense, and it just could be a back and forth, kind of like a 21-14 type of game somewhere in there. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, their offense seems like it's ascending, and our offense seems like it's
let's hear it.
Not ascending.
Yeah, explain our offense, please. I want to hear the words. Not ascending.
Not ascending quite yet. Running game is doing better. But when that's our only thing, like defenses that can stop the run, will at least attempt to limit us rushing the ball too much. I mean, look what the Steelers did to us. So I don't know. I think Vrabel will have a better cue on Kevin Stefanski's play calling because he was just kind of over his shoulder the whole time. Whereas we're talking about, Stefanski having some on Vrabel. I wouldn't say as much because he was more like listening to what Vrabel's ideas were on the offense or defense or whatever. And I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in us winning this game on Sunday just for the fact that overall our record has not been great in Foxborough.
No.
And, but, things can change. So I'm gonna stay a little in the middle there and just hope for a good game. Hopefully we don't have to see Gabriel throw for 65 times again. That's what I don't want to see. Because that is just not winning football to me. And let's hope our defense travels. I want our defense to travel finally. It hasn't traveled, and it needs to finally travel.
Yeah.
If we could play like we did against Miami on Sunday, we have a good chance on Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Kenny mentioned this earlier to speak to what you're talking about here. New England defense is a pass funnel defense. So they give it up through the air. They're averaging 235.7 yards per game passing, but they're even better than the Browns against the run. New England's number 3, like Kenny said earlier, against the run. They're giving up just 77.1 yards per game. Cleveland's at 82.4. So this is a game, and you mentioned the Steelers. I could see it going very similar. The Steelers, you can kind of get through them on the air. On the ground, it was going to be tough because they took that away. Now you got a team that is very good already at stopping the run, and all they got to do is just take it away. Take it away. And I know Kevin stuck to the run last week, but it was working because that was the worst defense against the run in the entire league. And even if we were getting stopped for a short run or a negative run here and there, you just knew Quinshon was going to break one at some point. Like that defense, the Dolphins suck. This team is way different, and I'm afraid it's going to be similar to the Steelers, and we're going to see that abandon the run, and we need to pass because they're taking it away, and that's where I think we could end up getting in trouble.
Yeah, because the biggest thing is we don't get the ball down the field. Like if you take a look at the Raiders game, I just pulled it up here. They carved up the Patriots for 362 yards. They had 9 completions of 20 plus yards. I just don't know if we can allow for that time. And now, obviously, that was game 1, so they probably shored some stuff up. But it was the same thing. Like I think the Steelers outgained them 369 to. No, sorry. The Steelers had this. Sorry, this is the point I want to make here. The Steelers beat them, but they had 5 turnovers. The Patriots have 5 turnovers. I don't think we're going to get 5 turnovers against them. So I can also see it kind of a bit the same as the Steelers game where we go there. They could possibly kick 7 field goals and win 21-6. You know what I mean? Like it's against one of those things that might be that kind of game where our defense does show up, but like. We're all grasping at straws to understand, like, what is this offense doing? Like, why are we doing these 5-yard passes? Because it's not like Dylan's like, Ben Roethlisberger. Remember Roethlisberger at the end of the career, all the Steelers would do was pass for 5 yards, run for 3 yards, and then their defense would try and bail them out. It seems like we're trying to do the same thing, but I thought this kid was supposed to be better. Thought he was supposed to be great with the intermediate passes. So it's tough to say, but yeah, it could be just a field goal game, and it depends how many the Patriots can get or the Browns can get.
Yeah. Dominus, I'm going to get you up here in just a second. I wanted to mention another thing going along with this. They're so good at stopping the run. They're also the 5th best defense in the league with points allowed. They're only allowing 19 points per game. And this all sucks for us. They stop the run. That's where our offense has got to come through the run game. They can be beat through the air, which is where we're not good. And they don't allow many points to be scored. And we struggle at scoring points to begin with. And the Browns put up 31, I know, last week against the Dolphins. But we got to remember, the offense only generated 17 of those points. The defense generated 14 of them. I'm not giving the offense the touchdown that Quinshon ran in from the 2. The defense got him to the 2. That's generating the score. We just punched it in on offense. So the offense actually making a drive, going down the field, putting up points, 17 again last week. And I don't think it's going to come any easier against the Patriots.
Yeah. And, I don't think so either. The one thing that we did at home is, the Dolphins had their 3. They had Waller, they had Achane, and then they had Waddle, right? We held all those guys in check. Was it the rain? Let's be realistic. We don't have, they've got Booty, they've got Stevenson, and they've got Hunter Henry, right? Those are the 3 guys they got to kind of hold in check. I think they can do that based on the defense. But again, it comes back to the offense. What are we going to get?
This episode is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's always the next one, because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. Right now, the Patriots are favored by 7 points at minus 106 odds, and the Browns money line is plus 290 to win the game on Sunday. Lines and odds are subject to change, but here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Blake and I use DraftKings every week. If you've never tried it, you should definitely check it out. So your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BROWNS. That's code BROWNS for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
If anybody else wants to come on up, get your hand up. I'll go through a couple more stats here. New England, 343 yards per game on offense. That's the 8th most. They're doing very good on offense. They're the 8th best scoring team, 25.9, so just about 26 points per game. Again, we're down at, the 31 game last week helped. It's a kind of misleading because of the defensive scores. But before that, we were just at 13.6, I think, a game, which not going to get it done. Not going to get it done. Our defense, well, let's see. Their defense, like we talked about, 11th best in terms of yards allowed, 313 yards per game. We're still number 1 at 256. We're limiting opponents to just 174 yards passing. So, like I said, Drake Maye is going to be one of the better quarterbacks we face on the road, but we're going to be the best defense that they have faced all season. Mike Vrabel said that the other day. And it's just true.
100%.
It's just true. We're holding opponents to 21.7 points per game on average, but like I said, they're the 5th best on defense, holding their opponents to just 19. So that's going to be tough for us to score on. I guess the big thing is, can the Browns just impose their will and manifest enough offense through Quinshon Judkins and break through the Patriots' strong run defense, or is the run defense going to shut it down and stick us with having to win this on the left arm of Dylan Gabriel?
Yeah, ultimately, if we can see anything out of him more than 5 yards, that'd be great. But they really haven't had to stop anyone big. I don't know how James Cook did against them in their win, but other than that, I don't know the big running back that they would have stopped. They beat Miami, but I think Achane went off on that game because they got him in fantasy. I think they limited Genty, but that was his first game, so. We'll see how Judkins does against what they've done against teams that don't have a very good record. So,
yeah, if I remember, if you guys, okay, let's see. Yep, Ashton just put it in the chat. James Cook was 15 for 49. That's what I thought. I thought it was under 50 yards that he had against them.
So That's looking good. But again, like you take a look at the Buffalo Bills and some people are calling them frauds as far as like who they've beat. They've almost had the same the same style of schedule that the Patriots have. So who knows, by the end, maybe when they face some teams with winning records, everything's a lot tighter in that division. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, when we're talking about us, we're the Cleveland Browns. You guys, I'm sure you guys have seen that on TikTok or whatever now. I love it. I'm going to get a shirt. But anyway, so
it's funny.
When we're talking about our offense, I don't think we need to mention what the Bills did against the Patriots here, or really even like the Steelers or anybody. Like, we need to look at our offense more along the lines of New Orleans offense. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit better than maybe Tennessee's offense. I don't know. Like, we are down with those teams when we're talking about the Browns on the offensive side of the ball. So it has not gone well for those teams, and I don't think it's going to go very well for us on offense. Let's get Stacy up here and hear what she has to say, and then I'll read what Dominus wrote in the chat.
Hey guys,
Hey,
What's up?
what's happening? So I think I'm a little interested to see how this game goes on Sunday for a couple reasons. I'm excited to see how the defense performs after such a dominant performance at home, to see if we're going to continue to ride that train. That would be awesome. And then I'm also interested to see, we've been talking the stats about the Patriots defense and their pass defense. Is this going to be Dylan's big game, or is it going to be Dylan's big flop? So we're going to figure out how that's going to go. And if it does end up going poorly for Dylan, what does that mean for Shador, if anything? That's kind of just where I stand. And then also, does anyone know the word on Jerry Jeudy? I know I heard that he was like questionable at practice. I don't know if he can't play on Sunday, then we're really going to be in some trouble. So, yeah.
nope, great questions there. Just what you just said about Jeudy. I was trying to pull up the injury. They don't have the injury reports released yet from today, or at least not that I can find here. He didn't practice yesterday. Am I right in that? He wasn't just limited. He didn't practice at all. Is that right?
He was DMP.
Okay.
Yeah, he did not.
That's right. He did not practice, but we got Njoku back on a limited practice. So
basis.
And and I posted this on X. Like, I can't remember if I worded this exactly this way. I wasn't trying to be too mean, but if you had to pick to have one guy available on Sunday between Jerry Jeudy and David Njoku, which guy would you pick?
I'm taking David, man.
Okay. Caribou in the chat. Yep, Njoku. Stacy says Njoku, because that's all we can do. We're not throwing the ball down the field. And Jerry Jeudy, even when he does get a ball straight to his hands or his chest, he drops it anyway. I know last week he did catch a nice pass or whatever, but the thing with Dylan Gabriel, and this is what I wanted to talk about a little bit. I've got my doubts as to what his ceiling is against this Patriots defense, even though you can pass on them, and that's where you can get your yards. His season high so far was 221 against the Steelers, and that was on 52 pass attempts that led to just 9 points on the board. He threw at least 6 passes in the last 2 weeks that could have been intercepted. They just weren't. So all this, he takes care of the ball, he doesn't turn it over. Blake said it the other day. His luck is going to run out on those passes at some point. You can't keep throwing it straight to defenders and have them drop it every single time. At some point, that luck is going to run out. And he's also not adding anything on the ground. I know, who was it in the chat here was talking about Josh Allen when they played against the Patriots was still able to scramble. Dylan Gabriel's not going to pick up anything on the ground. He has 17 total rushing yards this entire season. For reference, Joe Flacco has 16 rushing yards on the season. He's got a long rush of 12. And Dylan Gabriel only has 17 rushing yards this year. We're not getting anything extra from Dylan, and that's what's frustrating.
Yeah, the rushing yards are a bit of a shock to me as far as him not evacuating the pocket in a timely way. You would think as a rookie, like, let's just try and get something instead of nothing. But he just kind of goes to the side and waits and looks and just cut it up the field and slide and get something. I mean, maybe that'll change this week. The other thing is listening to you yesterday when you did your stuff on Gabriel, being at the game, I didn't realize the interceptions that were possible. Even when Judy came up with that one that seemed you called that was a Nintendo glitch. We didn't really see that. You know what I mean? But when I look back at it, I'm like, wow, like I can't believe that guy didn't have a pick on that. Like that was insane. The other thing though is I find this whole entire offense, for some reason, I feel like Bond is getting great separation and some open looks, and we're not getting him for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's because if I take a look at our offense, we're the worst rated on PFF. Also, our offensive line is worse as the worst. It's actually 10 points worse than the Miami Dolphins, who we just beat. So maybe the turnstiles on each end of our line is that reason for him making bad reads, or is it just him and he's not processing, or the processor that we thought he'd be?
I mean, Jack Conklin's back at practice, so we should have him back. We'll have, I think Cam Robinson is still limited at practice. We'll see how it goes this week. I don't think it really matters. The whole tackle situation, the offensive line. I was watching, and I said this the other day, Jake Burns did the Browns film breakdown session, the All-22 from that game. There were plays where Gabriel had what Jake calls an NFL pocket, like a good NFL pocket, where he's got space to step and make a throw. He's got time to process what's going on, and he doesn't do it. And he misses wide open guys for touchdowns. And and when I say miss, I don't mean throw and miss. I mean, doesn't even see them. He's throwing blindly to spots that are completely covered. And it's just one of those things. I see all the jokes online, but I can't disagree. When people joke about, well, where's the supercomputer? The supercomputer and Dylan Gabriel needs rebooted, hard reset, and turn it off and back on again, all this stuff. Well,
I think he kind of touched on this too, and but it seems like ever since we got rid of Baker, every quarterback's kind of like this, or I guess since Jacoby Brissett, because he was okay, but I find like Deshaun Watson, DTR, this kid Joe Flacco, when he came back, they all seem like the same thing. Like these guys that just can't read, don't have the time, don't step up properly, miss guys in the flats, like that. It all seems like the same thing.
It does. And
don't throw far down the field. Yeah. Like it's brutal.
And that's what I've been talking about too. And when you say it all looks like the same thing, it looks like the same thing whenever they're missing guys deep or out to the sideline. It's all the same way. They're all overthrowing them by like 10 yards. It's not even close. You see him sail these passes out of bounds. And I know people want to talk, well, it's because his height, he can't see and all this stuff. We saw Deshaun Watson do it. How many passes did he just sail out of bounds? Amari Cooper would just stand there and look up like, okay, there goes another one. Or Joe Flacco earlier this year, sailing balls out of bounds, DTR. I mean, I don't know how much of this is Dylan's inability to do what the Browns said he could do, and how much of it is just the offense itself. It's really hard to say when you start seeing the same tendencies from different players in the same 100%. Offense. It's worth the question.
It's not like he was at Oregon and sailing balls. You know what I mean? Like I know he had a cleaner pockets, a different competition, and all that kind of stuff. But there's things translate over, and he seemed to be on the money. He seemed to be a fast processor. Yeah. So what's the deal?
Well, and Ashton says in the chat, exactly, what are we doing in practice? It's a good question, and this is where I get in these arguments with Blake a lot too. Is I'm questioning what they're doing in practice because I don't care that penalties might be down a little bit this year. That's not what I'm talking about, being unprepared and undisciplined. These guys don't know the plays. They don't know what they're doing. You got Dylan Gabriel turning around to do a play fake to a running back who's running the opposite direction. What are we doing? Yeah. How do you not, if you're not prepared to run the plays, why are you in the game? What are we doing at practice that these guys don't know the plays? I just don't understand it. I mean, he's been taking reps with the first team on and off all the way since back in May. I expected this guy that the Browns told us was a genius, essentially, such a good processor and all this stuff. And he was so far ahead of the curve and he understood the NFL. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing any of that stuff yet. I'm not trying to bash Dylan. I like Dylan Gabriel. I just don't think, I haven't seen anything yet that makes me say, cool, let's keep going,
There's that same old point that you said. We've heard this about DTR. We heard this about David Bell, who was a receiver that just retired. He's a great guy in the classroom. Big freaking deal, dude.
Yep.
You know what I need? I need ballers. You know, I need tone setters. I need guys that got some passion, want to play some football, you know, and it doesn't matter what your size is. Doesn't matter what your pedigree is, where you came from. Just make it happen. Like, I just find like other teams have those guys.
Yeah.
And I love Miles, and I love the new guy, Schlesinger, man. He's awesome. But even Delpit, but they're all kind of quiet, if you ask me. Now, they led by example last week, and they're all feasting. There was blood in the water. But where's the guy that's going to be, you don't have to have a Ray Lewis, but like something like that, somebody that just excites it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. And I got Truth and I got Jordan. I'm going to get you guys up here on stage. Dominus, I'm coming for your comment here in a second. But I just wanted to throw it out there because I've said it before and I'm going to keep saying it. This offense and this team has not looked the same. It's been noticeably different ever since we fired Alex Van Pelt. And I have heard and read that Alex Van Pelt was the glue that held the team together more than anybody outside the organization realized. So I'll just leave that.
And why did he get fired? Because of all the turnovers. And what have we done since he's left? All the damn turnovers. Same thing.
Thing. Dominus. Okay. So he says, if our offense is bad again this week and Kevin is on the hot seat, which, by the way, I don't think Kevin will be on the hot seat with the organization. He might be with the fans and media. I think we're stuck. But does he blame his play calling and scheme or Dylan and make a QB change after the bye week? So I've been talking with Blake and Justin, just to give you guys a heads up in here. And if you're watching this after the fact, this isn't for sure, but we are planning to do a live stream on the Jets game on November 9th. We were going to get in the studio. We were going to do like a pregame and then be with you guys throughout the entire game and then do a post-game wrap-up, kind of live stream basically all day. We got some schedule things we got to make sure are good to go. But that, just to give you guys a heads up, we're thinking and planning on doing that. We'll let you know when it's for sure. We also want to do it on that game because if they're going to move to Shedeur, it would make sense to give him 2 full weeks of prep as the starter and then go into New York against a reeling team that just is terrible and give him the best opportunity to succeed. Personally, I don't think that happens. I don't think Kevin wants to go to Shedeur. I think Kevin is in love with Dylan, and I think that he is going to give Dylan every single opportunity. And that, I know we had the Tony Rizzo comments the other day. He said that his sources said Shedeur starting the final 4 games of the season no matter what. Okay, that'd be great. I don't know. I mean...
Just what was the 4 sources? His Jimmy's grandson with all the jerseys,
with all the Shedeur jerseys. Yeah. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. I think there could be. I'm not saying that there is or will be, but there's, in my view, a potential for some disconnect between ownership, front office, and the coaching staff. If one side wants to continue pushing Dylan Gabriel, and we're getting these 5-yard checkdowns every play, and 55% completion and all this crap, and the other side wants to move on to the other guy, that'll be something to watch.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like your point the other day too. I mean, like, regardless of what you think of Shedeur, do you really want to put Shedeur in this offense right now? Maybe there's something better for him, but I would prefer to see Shedeur when Tillman is healthy. I know he can't stay, but he does offer them a bit more at the receiver position than they have. I like to see Judy healthy, and I like to see, not hurt, but I think that would allow him to do a little bit more. And hell, I'd even like to see the Rocket in a little bit more to wear down some defenses. Just throw them in for about 2 or 3 plays just to get a battering ram in there.
Yeah, they like Ford too much over Sanders, Raheem Sanders, that is. This episode is sponsored by Omaha Steaks. Browns fans' football season is well underway, and no football Sunday is complete without tailgating. And Omaha Steaks is the official sponsor of tailgating. And now with this exclusive offer, you can get $35 off at omahasteaks.com with promo code BARK, B-A-R-K, at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. Omaha Steaks not only makes my tailgates convenient because they've got every variety of food that you could possibly want, but also because Omaha Steaks is the best quality food you can get, and it's sure to impress everybody at your tailgate. And all their beef is grass-fed, grain-finished, extra-aged, and USDA certified. So make game day delicious with the official sponsor of tailgating. Visit omahasteaks.com and get $35 off with promo code BARK at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and promo code BARK at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. This episode is sponsored by Southern New Hampshire University. Browns fans, do you ever feel stuck in your current job? Like if you just had a different degree or some more education in a certain area, you could do something you really want to do. Well, Southern New Hampshire University has the answers for you. Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your new career today. SNHU is one of the largest online accredited universities in the United States, and it's radically affordable. Their online tuition rates are some of the lowest in the nation. So seriously, what are you waiting for? Head over to snhu.edu/bark to learn how you can get started on your degree for your new career, 100% online and 100% on your time. snhu.edu/bark. Jordan, I think this is the first time you're up here, isn't it?
Yeah. What up, my man? What's up? I know y'all hate seeing me in the chat. My bad, y'all.
What? You're good, man.
No
What's going
worries,
on?
bro. No worries. I'm passionate. I'm just passionate about my guy. That's all it. So I don't understand why we're so like lenient on Dylan Gabriel. Like I understand he's a rookie and everything, but like everybody's gonna be so harsh on Shedeur. Like when he was throwing those bad passes in preseason, they was so harsh on him. But Dylan Gabriel cannot push the ball up the field to save his life. But when Shedeur gets in there, he's gonna throw interceptions for sure. But he's gonna win us a ball game or two this season. I just know it.
Yeah,
but Dylan Gabriel, he's not winning us no games. Like last game, he didn't do nothing to win us that game. Well, Flacco didn't do nothing to win us a game. Shedeur's going to win us a game, and he's going to... So I played football my whole life, and I understand every team is based off of energy, especially the Browns defense. When we play away, there's no energy in the stadium. When we play at home, I went to the Browns and Eagles game. All the energy's there. That's why our defense plays so good. Like last week and 2 weeks ago, our defense was no energy. They didn't want to be there. They had nothing to look forward going on our offense. They do their job, get us the ball. We can't score. If we put Shedeur in there, he's going to get our first downs. He's going to get our touchdowns, and he's going to celebrate. I know people hate when he celebrates, because of his dad or whatever, but he's going to celebrate and bring juice to our team. And Dylan Gabriel's not bringing no type of juice. Flacco's old. He didn't bring no juice. Deshaun Watson, he was bringing juice, but he was just a terrible guy. I'm not going to lie. Nobody had his back. But Shedeur's going to bring the juice. When he was running for first downs, he got up, started celebrating in preseason, bringing that juice. Our team is all about juice. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm tired of people talking about my boy Shedeur. That's like, he makes terrible teams look decent, and we're terrible. He's going to make us look decent, at least a little bit relevant.
Yeah, I mean, we want to see Shedeur Sanders. I mean, I've been saying it forever now. Of all the quarterbacks, and this goes back to even when we still had Pickett and everybody on the roster, was of all the quarterbacks that we had on the roster at any point this season, Shedeur's the only one who has got the potential to turn into the franchise guy for the Browns. None of the other guys do. Obviously, Joe Flacco's too old. Pickett is Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel is what he is at this point. I don't see him ever taking like another level or two up to be that. Got to have him as an NFL starter type of player. I don't even know if people, at least I didn't see too much about his passing in the preseason. It was more of in that third preseason game taking the sacks under the pressure. And that's the only thing that concerns me about Shedeur behind our offensive line. We're not very good. And what you saw in the preseason, like that offensive line, I mean, that's pretty much what you're going to see now because we're going against better talent. That is our first string offensive line, and they're not good. So can he navigate? I think Dylan definitely does navigate the pressure in the pocket pretty well, but he doesn't do anything with that navigation. Does that make sense? Like he can stay in there and step up and make a throw, but it's not the right throw, or it's not a good throw, but he's also not taking a ton of sacks where I think you'd get better throws from Shedeur, but I also think you're going to get more sacks and more big negative yardage because that's just his tendency. That's still his bad habit from college. It's something that he needs to work on. I think that's a fair assessment. Nobody would sit here and say he didn't get sacked a ton in college. He did.
Can I comment on one more thing before I dip?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like Shedeur needs to start stepping up instead of working his way back. He works his way back and takes the sacks instead of stepping up in the pocket.
Right.
An offensive line can't block for a quarterback that's rolling out or dropping back. They're taught to bring him around the bend. And you step up inside the pocket and make your throw, which I feel like he's going to be working on that because that's what he was doing bad in the preseason. And I bet he's just watching it. He needs to step up. He's going to step up. And another thing about a bad offensive line, this dude in the chat, I don't know who it was, he was talking about, like, why would you want to throw him in there with a bad offensive line? It was like, it's going to crush your quarterback's, like, head or whatever. I don't know what he was saying. But I feel like it's more demoralizing if you don't put your quarterback in and your coaching staff is not for your quarterback than just sitting him out there to the wolves and him getting sacked. I feel like I'd be more hurt that you're not even giving me my chance. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
They won't give him a chance. I know that's crushing him inside for real.
Dude, I think he's just happy to be on the team. I don't know if he's crushed yet. He doesn't seem like it. I mean, there's no way that he's like demanding a trade or he's putting any negativity out there. And I get the energy part of it, even though it's kind of like whimsical to say like he's going to get out there and everything's going to be better. I'm not going to lie. It's not. I can say that I didn't feel that when it was in the when he played against the Panthers. Just to kind of go on the Rams game. All he needed to do is, like you said, he just needed to step up, toss to one of the backs out of the field, because that was the game script for a fourth quarter preseason game with all the backups, or turf it. And he didn't do it. That didn't bode well for him. But I haven't watched like a ton of Shedeur Sanders. I know he played again in the Big 12. I know Gabriel came out a little bit more highly touted against competition. That could be it. But at this point, I mean, they think that he, Dylan, that is, gets the ball out faster. What I do know and what I say in the chat is I go, at this point, Dylan was getting the ball out, I think last week at 2.5 seconds, or he's at 2.7 seconds. I know Shedeur against Big 12 competition was max 2.9. So I don't know if that has to do with it. And he's just not getting out in practice. It's tough to say. I'm not there. But I mean, the moxie is something and it does bring people up. So hopefully that's something we see soon.
I think that there's no doubt Shedeur Sanders can play football. We saw it in college all the time, everywhere he was. The dude can play football. You don't get ranked or, whatever, touted, analyzed as a number or a first round draft pick by pretty much every draft analyst without being able to play the game of football. Shedeur Sanders is a good quarterback. And the way I'm kind of choosing to look at the whole situation is whether or not I trust the coaching staff and this team to evaluate properly the quarterback position and develop it, which I don't. They haven't shown me that they can yet, and I'm still waiting for them to do that. But every week that Shedeur Sanders does not play is another week that he is getting more experience on how to prepare for an NFL game, even though it's as the backup. That's better than preparing as the QB3, because as the backup quarterback, you got to know the game plan as if you're the starter. You hear backups all the time talk about that. You prepare as if you're the starter because you are one play away from being the guy on the field. So that's good. I think that he's getting experience and he's developing in the process of the NFL and preparing. So whenever his time is called, at some point this season, I do think we will see him. And I think he'll be, every week that he doesn't play is just another week he's going to be more ready, in my opinion.
I think so too. Man. I just, for whatever reason, they feel he's not there yet, and he just needs to do what he needs to do to get those reps in and be ready when his time comes, man.
Yeah. And I got
he's pretty much said the same,
Yeah. Stacy in the chat, I mean, she's agreeing. She says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm already over Dylan. And maybe that's just not fair, but I'm just being honest. I'm tired of the vanilla offense. I don't know if it's going to not be vanilla. I just don't know if we get any other flavors. And you guys know how I feel about the offensive scheme and everything. It's just looked the same. It has looked the same, vanilla, bland, boring, with every quarterback we've thrown in there.
Dude, I can tell you being at the game, you know what that best part of the game was? Freaking touchdowns, bro. And that was freaking awesome. Like, after all the stuff that we've seen where we could barely hit 13 points and put 31 on the board, like that was fun.
Yeah.
Like the Browns were selling fun that day, and that's what everybody wanted. One thing I will mention, I will say everybody there, you know what? There wasn't a lot of people there. All you guys that wanted dome, where the hell were you? The whole upper deck was empty. You guys don't come out. You guys just say you want this fictitious home field advantage. We didn't freeze our asses up, but we sure as hell got wet. So you guys better start showing up.
Yeah, well, maybe the people that were in the stadium, that is it. That's the only people that like the football weather, Kenny. You can't fill up a stadium that way. Yeah. I don't know. Either way, it is funny. We talk about all the time these people with, well, that's football weather. Are you saying that from home or are you saying it from the stadium?
Yeah.
You know, it's... Yeah.
They sure were that day.
Jordan, you got anything else for us while you're up here?
No, I'm all good. Go ahead. I want to hear what Truth has to say.
All right, man. Well, I'll move you back. I'll get Truth back up here. We'll kind of wrap this thing up. Appreciate everybody joining us on here today. Brad, what do you got to send us off with?
All right. I'm going to end you guys. Well, as I'll add on to the Shador thing. I've been I think we've all been pretty hard on Dylan this season. But I was even next to like Peter on Sunday, and me and him were talking a little bit like, you know, I think the reason the Browns haven't moved on from Dylan is because he hasn't, even though it's looked that way, he hasn't turned the ball over yet. And I think that's what makes Kevin happy, even though
he's trying.
Push the ball
not for lack of trying.
The Steelers had butterfingers that whole game. That should have been like 5 interceptions.
And he definitely threw a pick last week. It just got negated by penalty.
And like you should have looked at like, okay, you know, and those weren't even like deep throws that were like concerning. So like, and like on Sunday, me and Peter were like, oh wow, that was Dylan's first like back shoulder long throw to Judy, and he underthrew him.
Yes,
and I was just like, all right, well, you know, I've seen, you know, we saw the OSU game against Oregon, and he will bomb the ball to the guys he was throwing to. But I don't know, does that not transition to the NFL, or is Ken Stefanski just too worried that he's going to throw an interception down the field that he's just limiting Dylan? I don't know what the case is, but as you guys and everybody, I am ready for Shador, and I think it could come after the bye week. We'll see. Who knows? Yeah, I'm kind of ready for him. On the other side, I'm going to leave you guys with some hot takes here. Hot take number 1. Judkins has 100 yards rushing on the Patriots and 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay. Spicy.
That's a hot take.
Spicy.
Hot take. All right.
All right.
Hot take number 2. Myles Garrett has 2 sacks on the game.
Okay.
Which I guess couldn't be that hot of a take because, you know, he can do that.
He should.
But one of our corners has another interception or a touchdown.
Oh.
And yeah. And I think it might be a hot take, it might not be. I think we win this game by a 50-plus yard field goal from Andre to boost his confidence even more. So that's my hot take.
All right. Well,
we're in this game. We finally get the elephant out of the room. We beat the Patriots. We go in the bye week with a win.
Okay. I like that. That would be great.
I hope so. I mean, if all those come to fruition, we won that game then. So that'd be great.
The thing with going back to starting Shedeur and we'll wrap this thing up, but starting him after the bye week, another reason why I just don't see that happening is because I don't see Kevin Stefanski willingly giving Dylan Gabriel 4 games and calling it quits and moving to Shedeur and giving him essentially a whole half of a season. They've shown zero preference whatsoever toward Shedeur. I mean, everything has been Dylan from day one. So to give up on him and move on from him after just 4 games, I would be shocked to see Kevin do that.
I mean, how do you really evaluate after the last game anyways? I mean, I don't really know. It was a tough condition to play in. I mean, Tua's been in the league for how long? He looked worse than Dylan did, And so I don't know if that game to watch for them to even evaluate. I just find with Dylan, he just doesn't, he's like Johnny Manziel almost without the long ball. He just doesn't throw the flats well. He's just erratic and he's a shorter guy. And I mean, maybe he isn't seeing it. So I don't know. I don't know what the Browns are doing with quarterbacks since Jacoby's been gone. So yeah. I don't know, man.
They don't know either.
It's hard to fathom.
Yeah. Just caution everybody to lower your expectations if you have any for the offense, especially the passing game. It's going to be Dylan. It's going to be Dylan probably for a while, and it's going to be uninspiring. I haven't seen, and I keep people that want to defend Dylan. I'm like, that's fine. I get it. He's a rookie, 3 starts. Okay. Can't make a hard evaluation at this point just yet, but give me one play. Point to one play, one throw that he has made that has made you say, wow. Now, that's an NFL level throw, or that's the type of play that a good starting quarterback in this league can make. Give me one and put it in the comments because I don't have an example, obviously, of one of those. Before we get out of here, my quick last minute take on the game. I think this will be kind of similar to our other road games. I think it's going to be kind of a slow go, more of a low scoring game, probably for the first half. It'll feel like it has felt before, like the Browns aren't really that far behind at halftime, even though if it's only 13-6, that's probably still out of reach for the Browns on the road. I think Stevenson for them on the ground, I think, he doesn't average a ton of yards, but I think he is going to pound the interior of that defensive line for the Browns over and over. And I think that their Buckeye rookie running back, Travion Henderson, he has not done much this season, but I wouldn't be surprised if, unfortunately, this is the game where he actually rips off his first highlight long run or touchdown run or something like that in the second half when we're gassed. But that's just kind of how I see it going. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope Brad is right. Kenny, you got a prediction for this?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a 17-14 type game. I think
close.
I think it's going to be tight, and did you lose me?
Nope, you're good.
Oh, I thought someone said something. Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 17-14 game, or it's going to be all field goals. Somebody wins by field goals. And you're right. Stefanski is going to stick to the script. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be more along the lines of the London game, I think. If we get the ball, the defenses, I think we have a better shot of shutting them down because they don't have Jefferson and Addison. They got guys that maybe we can deal with a little bit better. So maybe we can turn it around. I will tell you, though, I did start off this show by saying how bad we have done against the Patriots. So I'm trying to be optimistic here. And this win that we had last week against the Dolphins just kind of invigorates everybody. But history will also tell me that maybe I've got pie in the sky.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be, I feel like I say this every single week, but the Browns have to play mistake-free football on all 3 phases of the game. You cannot make any mistakes. You can't give up a big return. You can't, do something stupid on special teams. You can't miss a field goal, can't miss a kick. And on offense, you can't turn the ball over. We got to be able to pick up first downs. We have to play so perfectly to have a chance to win these games that it makes it very difficult to win the games, unfortunately, because
I'm more worried about a big punt return or kickoff return than I am about Travion Henderson popping one.
Gotcha.
Or maybe he pop ones in kickoff again.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but let us know what you guys think if you're watching this after the live show here. Put it in the comments on YouTube or Spotify, wherever you're watching, listening. Let us know your predictions for the game. How long do you think it's going to be for Dillon Gabriel until the Browns move to Shedeur? Will they move to Shedeur? Or is it going to be a Gabriel audition for the rest of the season? Obviously, we are only 7 weeks into this thing. A lot of things are going to change and look different by the end of the year. But let us know your thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody in the audience that's still here, everybody that came during the show, we appreciate you guys. Head over to jointhedawgs.com if you want to be a part of these episodes, if you want to be part of the Dog Pack. Get in the Discord with everybody. There's conversation going on in there 24/7 about the Browns. I mean, I wasn't in there last night. I'm sure you guys were in there talking about the Cavs and everything going on. There's just, if you want to talk Cleveland sports in general, obviously the Browns, or just anything, life advice. I mean, we're in there supporting each other through tough times and giving each other advice on marriages. Ohio State, Kenny's pointing to his hat. I didn't even see it at the show. Ohio State, obviously on Saturdays, is a great place to be talking about those games as well. So go to jointhedawgs.com. We appreciate everybody tuning in once again, and we will see you guys Sunday night when we do our reaction show after the Browns play the Patriots in New England on Sunday.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dawgs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dawgs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedawgspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by ISSA. Browns fans, if you're into health and fitness, have you ever wondered how you could maybe turn those hobbies and your passion into an actual career? If that sounds interesting to you, then ISSA has the opportunity you've been looking for. ISSA is the International Sports Science Association, and they can help you become a certified personal trainer in as little as 3 months. And right now you can get $100 off your certification when you sign up through our link, joinissa.com/dogs, DAWGS. Now, certifications are 100% online, self-study, and self-paced. You can study anywhere from your phone, tablet, or computer. And the final exam is open note, open book, aka piece of cake. Except you fitness nuts probably don't eat a ton of cake, so let's just call it a piece of delicious protein bar. And ISSA has the #1 job guarantee in the industry. If you get certified and sign up to be a certified trainer with ISSA, you have a job guarantee or your money back. ISSA has over 10,000 gym partners that have over 73,000 open jobs for trainers right now. And you don't need a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. You just need your certification to qualify for these jobs. So what are you waiting for? With certification this simple, there's no excuse not to pursue your passion and become a certified personal trainer today. Get $100 off your certification at joinissa.com/dogs. You've wanted to make a change long enough. Now it's time to do something about it. That's joinissa.com/dogs for $100 off your personal trainer certification.